How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Nicky D here, and welcome back to the channel. So we are doing something a little bit different today. I've actually been wanting to do a video like this for, I want to say, the past few months. I just never got around to doing this video, but I feel like now is as good of a time as ever, especially considering the fact I'm seeing all of these AI Ghibli Studio-esque quote-unquote art pictures. And I'll get more into that later. I just wanted to make this video talking about artwork, why I draw, why I still draw, what pushes me to draw, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of want to give you like a little bit of background on why I draw, and I will also kind of vent and rant about like AI artwork and all that stuff, but that will be for another time. And forgive me if I sound a little right now. I'm congested as all heck. Allergies are kicking my butt so bad. Allegra is not helping. But anyway, yeah. Let's talk about some artwork, and you'll see on the video I'm doing some artwork as I'm speaking. It's all, of course, like sped up. It's nothing too crazy. It's just a drawing of Rebby from, I was about to say ReZero. No, Black Lagoon. Rebby from Black Lagoon. And it's just like a redraw of a screenshot. Nothing too fancy, nothing too wild. Just something a little simple. But yeah, let's talk about, I want to talk about my art journey for a second. And then we'll talk about why I draw and why you should also draw as well. So, I've always been a creative person, or at least growing up, I was a pretty creative kid. I always liked playing with Legos. I always liked coloring books, drawing stuff. Heck, I remember when I was like, oh geez, I was like maybe in 3rd grade, maybe 2nd grade. I made a comic of a Power Rangers. It was like a Power Rangers Dino Force, something like that. I loved that show as a kid, and I did like a comic of that. And like I also remember, like, even before all that, I would draw trains from like an overhead view kind of perspective. Yeah, I just like being like creative in any way that I can. And fast forward to 5th grade, I want to say it was. Throughout that time in 5th grade, I would always be carrying this booklet that came with a GameCube game, Sonic Heroes. I'm sure you remember those. Whenever you get a game, it will come with like a booklet that had plot synopsis, character profiles, control schemes, and all that stuff for whatever the game it was that you purchased. The Sonic Hero one, I loved reading that booklet. I read that thing cover to cover more times than I care to even remember. And one day I was bringing that to school because I would often read that on the bus. There was a day we were going to have indoor recess. And I thought to myself, you know what? I think for indoor recess, I will draw the characters I see in this book. So I got some like notebook paper, my pencil, and when recess came, I just sat down and just started drawing the characters. Now, I started off with the speed characters from that game. So in this case, it would be Shadow, Sonic, SPO, and Amy. And as I'm drawing the characters, I forget which one character it was, but I'm drawing them. I'm just minding my own business, and I see a friend of mine. She's like walking by me, and she like looks at my paper that I'm drawing on, and she's like, "Nick, you drawing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "That's really good." I'm just like, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's really good." And that bit of positive affirmation that I got from my classmate stuck with me. And that just encouraged me, like, okay, I'll draw more. So then next thing I know, I'm drawing the, I think next was the flying characters. So Rouge, Tails, Charmy, and Cream. And then the power characters, Knuckles, Omega, Vector, and Big. And I would just draw and draw and draw. I still have some of those pictures to this day. I keep almost all the artwork that I've done ever since I was in 5th grade in like this binder. Like all my old stuff from then to my current stuff, like it's all in one binder right now. Because it's cool to kind of look back and see what you've done and compare one drawing to another, be like, okay, have my skills increased? What stayed consistent? You know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, just having that bit of positive affirmation from somebody was the driving force, excuse me. It was the driving force to keep me doing this. And I remember I'd be drawing so much around that age. I would be asking my parents for like notebooks, printer paper, sketch pads, because I just like to draw. And it stuck, you know. Like I liked doing this. It was fun. I'd be drawing whatever I wanted. I drew the Sonic characters. I tried drawing profiles of some friends and family of mine. I'll draw stuff from like Nintendo Power magazines or booklets from other games. Like I once drew my DS system I had at the time. I once drew my MP3 player that I had at the time. Remember those MP3 players? Man, that was a time. It was kind of like a. I don't want to say it looked like an iPod, but it was roughly like the size of an iPod Nano. But I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, ever since 5th grade, I just drew. Now there were times where like there would be complete dry spells where I just was too busy to make artwork of any sorts, but I still did it whenever I could. I did take an art class when I was in middle school, and another one when I was in high school. I was, I think, in 10th grade, I want to say, when I took that art class. Maybe 11th grade. Picked up a couple cool tricks there, and I think a lot of those tricks that I learned in those art classes stuck. And I'm still doing art to this day. So when I was in 5th grade, I would have been 11 years old at the beginning of the year, 12 years old by the end of the year. And I'm currently 28 now. So that means I've been drawing for over 15 years. Putting that in perspective. Wow. Oh man, I feel my knees getting weak as we speak. Bar. But yeah, I just like doing art. It's something about it, just like bringing something to life. Well, not to life. How can I phrase this better? When I put pencil to paper and just like sketching and drawing out whatever I want to create. And then once I'm all done, I get to look at that and be like, wow, I did this. I created this with my own hands. I guess if you want to get technical, one hand, my right hand. I'm a righty, fun fact. But yeah, I just get an overwhelming sense of pride if I finish a piece of artwork and I look at it and I just like see no problems with it. It's just like, wow, I created this. And that's why I want to encourage other people to draw. Take pride in something that you create with your own hands. And that doesn't apply to just drawing. I feel like this can apply to many different art forms, whether it be, heck, if you're a chef, I consider cooking to be an art form. If you cook a good dish, be proud of that. If you're a carpenter, if you are a carpenter and like you make like an amazing bookshelf for like a rocking horse or whatever, take pride in that. Heck, if you're a plumber, if you did a good job like reworking the pipes or whatever, take pride in that. Whatever you do, find some pride in it, you know? I feel like if you really take a look at anything that can be done in this world, it can be attributed as an art form in some way, shape, or form. In drawing, to me, especially lately, ever since the election, not to get too political, but if you know me, you know how I stand politically. And ever since the election, I will admit, I have been stressed. Very stressed, for that matter. Worried about other people. Just hoping that they're okay in this administration. And drawing just keeps me level-headed, you know? I can get lost in the sauce a little bit and just like not worry about anything for just a little while. Just focus on putting pencil to paper. Now, I'm not saying that I should need to distract myself from reality. No. Reality is reality, and we have to face the music. But this is a nice little distraction to keep a smile on my face and hopefully smiles on other people's faces. One thing I also do want to add is that so much is out of my control lately, and I just don't know what to do. The world is spinning in ways I didn't think it was going to be spun. And I just don't know what to do. Like I said, there's so much stuff outside of my control that I wish I could do something about. But with art, it's something I can control. I can control how my pencil reaches paper. I can control what I put on the paper. I can control what a character can say or what an object can do. That keeps me sane. This is something I know I have control over. And this is something I know I can keep myself at ease with. And I can probably even use this talent to maybe spread important messages, whether it be for trans rights or Black lives or anything that I want to put out there into the world. And there's something kind of fun about like having an idea in your head and then bringing it to life with your own two hands. Like, I have such a weird brain, I swear. Like some art that I've done, it's so silly, but it gets a chuckle out of me. So, and I guess that's another reason why I do it, because I want to make myself smile. Like I did a piece, I forget how long ago it was. It was definitely a few months ago for sure. It was a piece with Revy from Black Lagoon and Bandit from Bluey. And it was the meme of we have to kill this guy, Bandit, Dom. I was very late to that art meme thing. But it was still fun to do, you know, like just two completely different characters, a psychopathic killer and a good father figure. Just for some reason, they're just hanging out with each other, you know? And like doing that, it's just like having that ability to create something is like, it's so fun. Just like, I have a stupid idea. I want to put this down on paper, or if you prefer, tablet. Like that Bluey and Bandits and Revy example, or I did one where it was a Sonic X piece, where I have Chris, Tails, and Amy. They're playing Mario Party 1, but it's just like a quote from a Scott the Woz bit, and I just thought, like, yeah, that's so stupid and silly. I like it. I'm gonna draw this out. Or sometimes I just want to make something like kind of cute. This is another Sonic X thing. Well, Sonic X and also just another Sonic character. Two characters that have not interacted because Sonic X isn't really canon. But Helen, she's in her garden, she's gardening, and Silver is there to help her out. And like that, I was like, I'm not sure why I had that idea pop in my head, but I'm like, that sounds very cute. I'm going to do that, you know? Now, granted, with my art, like, I can look at it and be like, wow, this looks good. But like my skill set from like maybe a few years ago, it would look vastly different. And that's the thing with artwork. You cannot rush yourself. I feel like you shouldn't expect to get better within the course of a couple weeks. It takes time. Some people, it takes a few weeks to a few months. Some people, it takes a year. Some people, it takes years. And getting to a point where you feel comfortable with looking at your art and being proud of it, that takes a lot of time, believe me. Like, I look through that binder often. And there are times where, like, I looked at a piece of artwork, I'm like, man, I really created that. But then again, you have to remember, my skill set back then is different than my skill set now. Me growing takes time. You growing takes time. Finding your niche takes time. That's the thing with art in general, whether it be music, drawing, cooking. Having something look great, it takes time. And I want to use that as a segue to this AI stuff that I've been seeing, generative AI for that matter. I'm gonna try not to like get too heated, okay? But when I heard about this like generative AI stuff from like, how long has this been going on? 22, 23, somewhere around there. Like there was like when people were using DALL-E, it was just like, okay, people were just being silly. Like people would type in prompts like Jack Sparrow in Seinfeld or Gordon Ramsay ends up in the back rooms or whatever. And that was just all cute and silly, but this was kind of opening up Pandora's box because we've had art theft happen because of AI. Like these machines would try to learn from other people's art and copy their pen strokes to regurgitate slop. It is I can go on and on about generative AI, but like generative AI is not artwork. You're sitting at your computer or at your phone typing something into a machine and have it spit out something for you. And this, I feel like, is a commentary, not a commentary, but that's probably not even the right word, but like it reflects how we are as a society. Like we want something, we demand something, and we want it now. And the thing is with AI, I will admit it's getting better, and I hate that because people are spitting images into a machine and have it come out as like some other art format, or they're just typing something into like ChatGPT or whatever, and like it will like puke out some sort of image. And I'm just like, this is not how art should be. Artwork takes time, it takes care, it takes love, it takes passion. A machine cannot reflect that. If I make a parallel, I'm sure most of us grew up watching SpongeBob. We all have our favorite episodes, we all have our favorite quotes, but there's a particular moments, though it wasn't my favorite episode, I feel like it rings true, especially in this day and age. There was an episode where SpongeBob, he removes a golden spatula from like this, it wasn't like a rock, I forget what it was, but it was at a museum, and it called upon King Neptune. And King Neptune couldn't believe that SpongeBob was the one that pulled it. He doesn't believe that he's really that good of a fry cook. So there was a challenge. King Neptune makes thousands of Krabby Patties or burgers or whatever in the span of a couple moments. And SpongeBob, within that time, he only is able to make one. Now, if you remember the episode, when King Neptune gave the audience those burgers, they all thought it was terrible. And he even tasted one himself, and he did not like it either. Then he tried SpongeBob's one. And if you remember, SpongeBob, throughout the cook-off, he was taking his time. He was putting a lot of care and love into one single Krabby Patty. And when King Neptune ate it, he was like, this is amazing. And that just goes to show quantity does not mean quality. Sure, yes, you can have a machine regurgitate thousands of images. If you want to have, like, if you typed into ChatGPT and have, like, I don't know, Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse on a Ferris wheel, it'll spit out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of images for you. But it's all slop. Like, where's the love, care, and passion that goes into making a piece like that? If that was something you wanted, pay an artist and they'll put a lot more care and consideration into that piece for you. Yes, it's going to charge money, but having something created by a person for you is something like beautiful. Like, you can look at that painting or picture or whatever and be like, I paid somebody to do this, and man, it looks cool. I would not be caught dead with AI slop hanging in my household. And I also want to talk about how this AI slop I'm seeing of Studio Ghibli style pictures and videos are floating around my social media feeds. Now, look, I have not watched a single solitary Studio Ghibli movie. I do remember seeing some of Spirited Away when I was a kid, but that's really about it. However, I cannot deny the impact that Miyazaki had on the art industry and the animation industry. And I do remember a video back in 2016. Now, I only saw this video somewhat recently, but the video itself was from 2016. There was like a board meeting with the studio, and like I guess one of the board members or like one of his staffers or something was talking about how we can have a machine or a software make art and animate like a human. And Miyazaki said, that is a disgrace to life itself. And I 100, wow, I cannot talk. And I 100% agree. Art should be left for the humans, whether that be drawing, voice acting, music. Seeing all this plague the internet is so sad. Nobody wants to get better at a craft. They just want immediate gratification. Oh, look at the song I made using AI. No, a machine learned other people's art and spit something out for you. Oh, look, here's some AI artwork of me hanging out with Daffy Duck. No, a machine used other people's work and spit something out for you. Any craft that you take up in life, whether it is drawing, whether it be learning how to play an instrument, whether it be carpentry or plumbing or whatever, every skill takes time to learn. You're not going to be automatically good. You have to master your craft. Snoop Dogg even had a quote something like about something like this. He said, like, let's just say you want to work at McDonald's and you love making burgers. Well, learn how to be the best burger maker ever. Master your craft. And I 100% agree with that. I think Snoop Dogg might have been ahead of his time. Shout out to Uncle Snoop. But yeah. When it comes to artwork, I can look at something and be like, man, I made this. And I feel like you can too. You're not going to be perfect, at least not immediately. A lot of people can tell you that. Every artist that I know can tell you that. You're not going to be good right off the bat. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes blood, sweat, and tears sometimes. But if you're willing to be patient with yourself, you have the power to create something beautiful. And I truly do believe that. If you want my advice on where to start, if you want to take up drawing, the avenue that I did, as I mentioned earlier, I was just drawing the characters from video game booklets. So what I would say is, if you want to at least start drawing, for at least practicing, just find like a character or just find something and just try to just do a redraw. Don't trace, just try to redraw. Get an idea of how the anatomy of the person that you're drawing or how the shape of that object is. Just try to figure it out. Get a feel for it. And then once you have a better idea of like how you need to tackle the drawing, just move on to the next step. Like if you want to draw, I don't know, Natsuki Subaru from ReZero. If you want to draw him, I don't know, just like just running. Just find a drawing reference of somebody running. Find references of the character, and then just see just try to find the right angles of the reference, and just go from there. Again, this is all going to take time. You're going to have to find what works best for you. No one draws the same way. Nobody's journey is the same. You have to sketch out your own journey. That was terrible. That was horrible. But yeah. It takes time. It takes practice. But if you're patient with yourself and if you just keep sticking to it, you're going to be a really good artist. Well, I think that's really about it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for hearing me talk and stammer a little about all this stuff. Please, if you want to take up a craft, just be patient with yourself, okay? And try not to be too hard on yourself. Just think of it like this. You're only going to get better. It may not seem like it at first. It may seem like everything just looks bad. But if you're patient with yourself and just keep practicing, you will get there. Don't be afraid to even look up some tips. Even if you have any friends who draw themselves, maybe ask them for some advice. There's an endless amount of resources that you have at your disposal that you're not even aware of. Just spread your net. You'll find something. Well, guys, I think that's really about it. Thank you for hearing me talk. And hey, if you want to see me do like more like speed drawings, let me know. I might not be against doing something like that. But anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. Take care of each other, love each other, and I'll see you next video.